All right. Well, I just wanted to do an update. And unfortunately, this afternoon's or this evening's, depending on your time zone, webinar didn't take place, but I'm going to reschedule it. There was a problem with the GoToWebinar software, which is a new setup that I'm using. And for some reason, it just didn't work. And I tried everything. And then I contacted them, and apparently there was a problem on their side with the linking and that sort of thing. So in any case, it seems to be sorted out now. So I'll just reschedule that. And if you can't make it for any reason, it's okay. I'll record it and you can watch it a little bit later on afterwards. But in lieu of that, I thought I'd make a quick video just detailing what's been going on. I was going to discuss the topics I was going to cover in the webinar in this video, but I think I'll just actually wait for the webinar. I might try and reschedule it for tomorrow. We'll see what happens. In any case, let's look at these charts. And as you know, it's been a difficult week. It's coming to an end tomorrow, Friday tomorrow. It's been a tough week. I think we've lost 6 trades in a row. Yes, they've been very small trades, very small positions, most of them, with very tight stop losses. But so the damage in terms of percentage loss has been rather small, very small considering. But it's frustrating and it's annoying and it's tiring and it's irritating. And for some traders, it can be very concerning and will actually tempt you to start changing strategies and switching systems, moving stop losses, all of the things I discussed in one of the previous videos. And that can be very tempting, especially when it looks like the system's failing. Now, I want to be very clear about it. The system is not failing. It's got nothing to do with the system or the way it's being traded. It's just been a factor of the way the markets are at the moment, and these things happen from time to time. So I don't want you to be disheartened or discouraged by any of this. It's nothing abnormal, nothing out of the usual. And as you will have seen, and as you will have hopefully learned, if you keep your stop losses tight and in tricky market conditions, if you keep your position sizes small and just keep plugging away, eventually it'll turn in your favor. And as I'm looking at these charts right now, it seems to be that that might be the case right now. Let's have a look at the euro. Let's start. I've got 3 currencies. We're in all 3 of these currencies at the moment, long. But let's just have a look at the euro and analyze this one. So we're long from 1090 on the euro, and just after that little spiky thing that took place over there, normally these patterns, these what you would call a long-legged doji, are either a reversal or a continuation pattern. As opposed, that sounds like that's obvious, obviously, but obviously every candle is either a continuation or reversal. That's not true, actually. Some candles are clear continuation patterns and some are clear reversal patterns. This long-legged doji is really a hesitation pattern, which means that the market could go in either direction. So it's not a continuation pattern, but it's not a clear reversal pattern. And so we got into the market shortly thereafter. I think actually I got in at 10894 or something like that, somewhere around here. And then we did rally up actually about 35 pips up to the top here, and then collapsed back down again, down to about here, and back up again a little earlier on today, and another spike high, reversal back down to this support level. And as I'm talking right now, we're apparently going back up again. Now this market's very choppy. We're in a very prolonged down trend. That's why I'm using tight stops and smallish positions on all of these trades. I'm taking regular size positions, which for me is 1-to-1 leverage. Bear that in mind. Go through some of the videos, go through your notes on the relationship between leverage and risk and lots of size. It's very important that you understand it. For me, 1-to-1 leverage means a 30 pip stop is 0.3% loss on the account, which is very small. A that's a standard position for me. Half size position is about a 0.5 to 1 leverage. And if I'm particularly confident of trade, I'll go with a 2 to 1 leverage. So we're not at the 2 to 1 leverage, we're just at the standard lot size. And, well, just in the last 20 minutes or so, we've rallied up above this level, support level. It's a pretty clear support level. If I put a horizontal line in there, you can see, in fact, it's precisely a support level. That's where we've just bounced off, literally in the last 20 minutes. So, yeah, so that's it. Nothing else to say on the euro, unless it moves up or down. We're stuck where we are. And the same applies to the other currencies, really. And this was, let's have a look at the pound. Exactly the same, except this trade was ended much longer, further back in the past, somewhere around here, I can't remember. But I think it was over here somewhere. Anyway, the entry price was 3080. Let's just have a look. Yeah, 3080. And we came quite close to the stop loss, which is at 3050. We came to within 5 pips of that or so. But again, we've got the support line formed by this bottom Fibonacci level. I could actually just improve upon that and just move it down a wee bit. Just to incorporate that there. So we're holding above that. And again, also on this one in the last 20 minutes or so, it looked for all love of money that this was going to pull down through the stop loss, which is what I thought it might. Now, let me just talk about stop losses. So we've lost about, I think it's 6, it might even be 7 trades in a row. I've got to look back at my trade records. I prefer not to look at them when we're repeatedly losing trades, and let me re-emphasize, this will happen from time to time, particularly in these difficult sorts of markets. And there's all sorts of input into the difficulty of these markets, not the least the war in Ukraine and various economic issues revolved around not only war itself, but issues with oil and gold and commodities, a lot of the stuff between Russia and Ukraine. For example, wheat prices have been affected. And then there's coal and there's gas and there's petroleum. There's all sorts of things going on. So that's one part of it. And then the war part of it as well. So, and uncertainty. And then, of course, there's the greater threat of NATO and US involvement and all that sort of thing. So it's a very uncertain market. And we're going to lose, in this sort of scenario, we're going to lose trades from time to time. And it's happened. All right. So, but as I said, I prefer not to look at back until the dust has settled. So when I say 6 trades, it could be 7. I think it's 6 though. But the overall loss is the point I'm trying to get to. I'm rambling on a bit now. The overall loss is still just around 1.2% on my account. So it's very small because of the precautions I've been taking with small stop losses and small lot sizes, low leverage. So pound, well, looks like we're in with a bit of luck. We held it just above that 30.50 level. We're moving back up again. For now, who knows what's going to happen during the Asian session. So the same applies to the euro and the pound, pretty similar really. Now if we look at the Australian dollar, so we're in this one as well. If you remember, I took a trade on this, well, what time was it? It was pretty late last night my time. It moved in like literally a 15 pip range for the last 8 or 10 or 12 hours. And that line there, that is a support line. It's a very strong support line, as I mentioned before in my last update, going all the way back to, well, 24th, even further back, 22nd of March. We're now on the 7th of April, so it goes all the way along here. We had this big rally, That's the trade we missed out on. That's the trade we really wanted, but that took place in the middle of the night, my time. I was ready for it, waiting for it, but when we trade breakouts, I like to do it live and watch it happen as it occurs, and rather than placing an order. And that breakout took place in the middle of the night. It's probably somewhere around 2 or 3 a.m. my time, so I was unable to capitalize on that. And we've fallen all the way back down from there, back to the support which I've just mentioned. And, well, with a bit of luck, we're holding above it. I don't know what's going to happen. These are very clear reversal patterns. There's been a lot of buying support underneath this level, as you can see from the price action that's taken place. And this tiny little rally that's taken place in the last 20 minutes is very, very cautiously encouraging. Nothing more than that. So we'll have to see what happens. So I just thought maybe I'd do a trade update for you rather than going into the content that I was wanting to discuss during the webinar. And really, again, just you saw my last video saying don't panic. This is another encouragement not to do that. Be relaxed, take it easy, don't stress. We're going to have times after 3 really good months. We were always going to have a difficult time. It happens. The market doesn't go in your favor all the time, every single month. And it just so happens that this month is one of those rocky and tricky starts. But if all this goes well, and we've got 3 trades open right now, if it all goes well and we get 100 or maybe even slightly more pips from each of these trades, and that's a massive if, I have to reiterate, I don't know what's going to happen, but if that happens, we'll have wiped out all of those small losses very quickly. And we may end up with could even happen tomorrow, who knows, or next week. We could end up with a very good profit in the first part of the second week of this month. So there you go. Anyway, I just thought I'd send that out to you. And then please keep an eye on your inbox for the next webinar invite. I think all the software is working properly now. And we'll take it from there. So good luck, and I'll speak to you soon.